The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Eating them more times per day. And then recently I've started adding water to their dry food. And it
Hmm.
actually, knock on wood, we actually went like almost 2 weeks without an incident, which is
Nice.
huge because it used to be like maybe a day and a half, 2 days.
God.
So
Well, in any case,
are we live, Scott?
we were as she walked out. It was great.
Nice.
Well, hey everybody.
Hi.
Hey everybody. Welcome to another
I mean,
exciting.
We can,
Oh
we
yes.
can, we can move back.
Oh, we can move back if you want. I don't know. Whatever.
Do we want to?
I don't know.
I mean, we love our soft openings, right?
I heard Aya yelling at me, so.
The cold
Yeah.
open.
Hi everybody. Welcome to another exciting adventure of the Chaos Crew. In the Forgotten Realms. My intro entirely changed. But hi. So last time.
We're not in
Yes.
the Forgotten Realms.
Well, that's true. You're in the elemental plane of air. Yeah, that's.
Wait,
that
we
is
are? Oh
very
yeah, we
funny.
are.
So last time, our little group of heroes decided to go investigate Lilia, who's Aya's character's hometown, which had been backstory stuff. It had been sent to the abyss by her parents as part of a like cult ritual, and then she saved them from the abyss and transplanted them to a secret valley that belonged to a ancient race known as the Wind Dukes. So party went to go check on them because there might have been a threat against them after some actions the party took, I guess. Luckily, when they arrived, it was like everything's chill. They took a yoga class with all the little gnomes. They talked to the grass, which was horrified from being eaten by giant hamsters that the gnomes are raising as livestock and stuff. The party had a lovely potluck with the gnomes of the village. And then Lilia and Airly were weirded out because the gnomes didn't remember stuff that they remembered, and they called their friends from their previous adventuring party and were like, hey, do you remember XYZ? They didn't remember XYZ ever being a thing. So that's interesting. Meanwhile, Patience, Sunspot, and Kuriyami were obsessed with making bread bowls for this macaroni and cheese that they had at the potluck. So while Lilia and Airly were investigating this weird gaslight history changing who knows what, that's what they were doing. And then they were like, okay, we have to wait till morning to deal with this, so let's go help with their bread bowls. So that is where we ended the session. But also, evidently, Airly had heard at the potluck that there was another visitor who had recently arrived, which is strange because this valley is protected against, pretty much anything but you flying there through this labyrinth of winds and clouds and lightning and all that nonsense. But at the end of the session, we had cut to like a hospital bed, person wrapped, all up in bandages, and they got out of the bed, and the two doctors were like, wait, you can't leave. And she was like, I got a family reunion to get to, So that's where we ended. But first things first, as we start, you guys had a lovely long rest after making bread bowls and mac and cheese. I would like everybody to roll me a d10.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Or sorry, not a d10, a d20. What am I fucking saying?
Oh, okay.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
We're going to Savage Worlds? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know the rules very well, but I know it involves D10.
Savage World,
Everybody-
D12. That's really high, like. Really
Everybody
hard
make me
to
a
get,
spirit
but we're
roll.
pretty high level, so possibly.
Oh yeah, maybe.
15.
I got an 8.
A natural 20.
Well, okay, Airly.
Airly explodes another giant
Rolling,
snake.
I'm sorry,
Lilia, how about you?
what are we rolling?
Charisma saving throw is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, what?
Is this a B?
Oh, wait, it's a
charm?
charisma saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on.
Or is this
Oh wait, then that
magical?
changes what I
Sorry.
get.
That changes
Oh, okay.
things tremendously.
I thought we were just doing a straight roll.
Is it
Yeah, I
magic?
forgot to say what it was.
Is
Is it a
magical?
magic thing? No, it's not a magic thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oof.
Everybody's like, yeah,
26.
13.
big difference.
Mine's not probably going to be that big a difference, but I got to find my character.
Lilia,
14.
Airly, did it change at all?
Yeah, it's a 22 now.
22.
Just low enough level in Paladin, I can't give you guys bonuses.
I want y'all to know that I'm sitting here staring at my character list for a moment, and I'm like, I know my character's name. I know my character's name. I do, but I didn't know it for a second. Charisma saving throw. Oh, it's a 9.
Oh,
Total?
All right, well, went up by 1.
Yeah, it's total.
Okay. Well, Solaris, I need you to roll me a d10 then.
Oh, Nikes.
Really,
All
one who
right.
didn't make it.
Wait, what was
Well-
the DC?
Who knows?
10.
Oh, okay. Oh. No, I only asked because I rolled shit too, so I wanted to make sure
Yep.
you got that.
Nope.
I rolled a 1 on a d10.
1.
A 1.
It'll be fine.
Dylan, is this because you missed me last time?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just checking.
Okay.
He might be misting you now because we're in the plane of air.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what the result is because it'll come up when it comes up.
Yeah, that's perfect. I like that. You know I like that.
I sense
Yeah.
a foreboding change in the winds. Plane of air.
So yeah, you guys all get up.
Bad friends coming.
The night before, Lilia, you and Airly had gone out investigating, and you had sensed that there was some sort of presence or something that you detected down in the ground, and you heard from Bingo Bafflecraft, who comes from the family that made mac and cheese, that evidently that is where the giant hamster farm is, the ranch where they raise them. So I believe the idea was that you guys were going to go down there and investigate. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh,
All right. So you guys wake up in the morning and you're like, hey, let's go check out the giant hamster ranch.
yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way down through the gnome village. The gnomes are like probably still kind of like, oh yeah, we have visitors. Oh, that's weird. Like, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello. And you eventually arrive at the entrance to the giant hamster ranch, which is a large like barn house that has been raised. It is obviously new construction, and it doesn't appear to be, one of the old converted Winduke buildings. And you have some fences on the sides, stuff like that, where they're walking giant hamsters early in the morning here. What would you guys like to do?
I just remembered there was a lot of weird magic down here, so I want to
Sure.
know, like.
Sorry, did we all go, or is it just Lillian?
I assume
with-
all of you.
Why not?
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
I wasn't sure because I remembered
some-
like that conversation was happening, and I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, we would have gone
Okay.
without you guys if, like, you
Oh,
were
no, I
making
just wanted to
something
make sure. I was like,
dreadful.
wait a second. Yeah, but yeah, it's not spot
We're all
on.
going, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Excellent. All right, so you guys
I will try to do the magic, identified magic thing again.
you can sense again down deep within the earth, the ding 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 ding, something
Is it
down
lower
there.
than the range?
Sounds
Yeah.
like sand.
Well, you guys are still on the level. It's like sandstorm.
It did sound like sandstorm.
You basically are still on the level that Bingo's house and stuff was on, and you sensed
Oh,
it
okay.
beneath Bingo's house. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So be like, hey, and like I know Bingo said where the entrance to the ranch is, so we're gonna
Yeah,
go down.
that's where you're at. Yeah.
Yes. So let's go.
I mean, how are you getting in?
Patience
I mean, it's a
goes over
ranch.
to
The
the gate.
door, like I knock, open the door.
Okay.
You knock open the door, or you open?
A little, yeah. Are you breaking in? Are you? Are you
No,
sneaking in?
I'm
What are you
not
doing? Taking a
Arlie.
tour?
I am a distinguished young lady.
Okay.
And I'm knocking on the door.
What is the entranceway
Don't
look
make
like?
faces. You literally did this last time.
It is a large barn, like I said, with some fences and stuff like that branch off where they're walking giant hamsters. But if you go over and knock on the barn door, a lady will come out and she'll say, "Hey, what can I help you with? You looking for a giant space hamster?
How
Well,
much are they?
How much? It's been so long since we sold one. I don't remember. How does money work?
Well,
What's the going rate where you come
money,
from?
money is overrated
what's
anyway.
the going rate for space hamsters? And
Maybe
and
there's a
water
favor.
beef?
Maybe there's some kind of task you can have me do or us do, and
I like the cut of your jib. Yeah, I feel like if you helped around the ranch for a day, I could probably, we could make a payment plan of some sort for a hamster. Yeah.
We're not here to buy a hamster.
we're
Oh,
not.
hold on. I want to explore this
There's
further.
14 goblins living in our basement.
Perhaps you
Wait,
would
I like the idea of
Listen,
hamster.
Perhaps you would like
Pretty
a
much all of us,
signature-
except for Patience, have a pet.
Perhaps you'd like a signature.
Patience deserves a pet.
From the Prince of Zakhara, Sunspot.
That's true. I do have a good boy.
Let's see if they've heard of Sunspot.
Can you imagine if on the elemental plane of air they've still heard a sunspot?
Hey,
I rolled a
trembling winds.
17.
They know Sunspot.
I heard your name whispered on the winds, lad.
Yeah, that's me. Hey,
Sunspot. Well, it's an honor to have you here at our ranch.
the pleasure is all mine. Royal bow.
Sure it is.
Patience leans over to Sunspot and whispers, "Hey, do you got any spare?"
I mean,
Solaris says to the person in charge
don't have
here,
any.
you've heard of Sunspot. So many people have heard of Sunspot. It might do your hamster business well to maybe offer Sunspot a complimentary hamster, and he'll
Paying
tell
them an
everyone.
exposure?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, we'll pay
I'm
you
doing
an
that thing.
exposure.
No.
I mean, my wife, the Sultana of Zakhara, is an air ganassi. Basically, this is our home realm. So I was like, I'm making this up as I
Fucking corner
go.
of the house. It's not that
Patience-
hard. You
Patience
really want
had-
to space hamster, work for it.
You say that, and Patience is like, "Stop it! Just because she's Air Ganassi doesn't mean this is like her homeland or something."
A little racist. I won't. I gotta
Hey,
admit.
it actually is, though. It is, though.
That's true,
That's the whole
that's
point
fair.
of our marriage.
Patience doesn't know that, but he's like, "Oh, okay, all right." Anyway, yeah,
Well,
but she really likes exotic pets too, right?
I mean, I will
that's,
still perform a task for you to make it fair and equitable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, a task and all this royal whodunnery. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And I will make sure if anybody asks, they know exactly where I got this giant space hamster.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
This place
you
was
got
a
y'all.
secret.
Y'all. Well, I mean, we just kind of been safe here from demons and the sort since.
Well,
we
then
got
I
out
won't
of
tell
the-
them where I got the space hamster.
Well, you can. I mean, we haven't really had any. It's been very nice, honestly, without any guests or anything. I'm a little socially anxious around strangers, but that'd be pretty nice, I think, to be able to get the business rolling again.
So, what's her name?
My name is Philbo. Philbo Fiddlesticks.
I'm glad you went that route
I
because
thought it
my
was
brain
gonna-
went somewhere else, and I was like,
thinking-
"Don't say it! Don't say it!"
God, I wasn't going there. Bilbo Braggins.
Dragons. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So, Miss Philbo, what task would you have me do? I'm quite handy at things.
You're just like
Well-
open to a little bit more, being like.
That just happened to work. I was
you-
literally just rolling up my sleeves because I was getting bored.
Yeah,
But I was like, you know what? It works.
I'll give you a
Yeah.
dinner and a show if you know what I'm saying.
Well, we got some work down in the tunnels that could that'd be helpful.
Excellent.
I just remembered. Has there been any weird
Just-
magical stuff happening in the tunnels?
Magical? I don't know about no magical stuff, but our hamsters is the best behaved around.
Cool.
Seems
Yeah.
like you got some other information you want to tell us about that.
They do? They seem
I
pretty
don't-
straightforward.
I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, you do those
I
jobs.
have a passive wisdom of 15.
No,
Please
yeah,
tell me who-
she's totally trying to bullshit you. Yeah.
Well, excuse me, I have a passive
we
insight
are
of 8, so
worlds traveling adventurers. We can help you with whatever problem you have going on.
It's in the tunnels. That's where we wanted to go anyway,
And-
guys.
That's
Yeah.
well, listen. I don't want you. I don't want you to go down there unequipped for what's about to happen. Maybe I don't think it's gonna happen, but it has happened in the past few months here. We've had a ranch hand or two get have been eaten by the hamsters.
What?
Cat.
Wait,
Oh, there's that
Are
stowaway again.
space hamsters known for eating meat?
No. I don't.
That's
Yeah,
not good.
listen. They just been ornery. I
Right.
don't know.
do I see any
I don't
weapons
know.
on this rancher?
No.
Like a space hamster prod or anything?
Space hamster prod. Probably not. I mean, so gnomes can talk to animals like this. So it's well, it depends on the gnome. But
I'm like,
you know,
then
yeah.
I say, wow, that's horrible. I'm surprised you haven't gotten eaten yet. I mean, you don't have anything on you to defend yourself.
Oh well, I mostly keep up here and deal with the business aspect. You know, the ranch hands usually take care of the hamsters.
You're the business person. They're the help.
Exactly. Division of labor.
Like
Very
Yami.
important.
Over at Yami.
Yami's like, exactly. See, I'm glad you're learning patience.
Yami knows how to do business.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
true.
I think that's how it works. You say you own the business and everybody else does the work. Okay?
Yes. Mostly because I mean, I'm not just saying I do, in fact, own the business.
You do a lot of work.
Everybody looks
anyway.
at the camera. Anyway, yeah, let's go check out these tunnels and maybe see what's going on with your hamster.
All right.
Your hamster. Here we go.
That's Lamb. All right, so she'll go over and she'll let you into the barn. And you see inside the barn, there's basically things that branch off to the fences, the fenced-in areas. But there's also basically just a giant tunnel that goes into the earth.
Is it secretive?
Not really.
Darn, no songs.
When-
on the right
once you get in here, it's pretty out there.
Secret tunnel.
And this one,
I'll say, you know how like in Acquisitions Incorporated recaps, like
Yeah.
Jim is like floating in the air. In those, I like to think passively Patience is just kind of like flying.
okay, excellent. All right, so you guys are gonna go down into the tunnels.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Philbo, before you go down there, she probably will have told you the hamsters need to have their food filled back up. They need to have their what's it called? The wood
Their
chips.
litter?
Their wood chips or litter, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, moved
They're
around.
bedding.
Bedding, that's
Bedding,
what it is.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they need their food replenished, they need the bedding sort of fluffed back up. And just get rid of any droppings, leavings, if you will.
Patience is flying.
So
with
tidy up the
his-
poop, huh?
Patience is flying with the random
Tidy up, yeah.
mundane shovel that he has in his inventory. Spade.
Oh, excellent. Just
Wait, do I still have it? Yeah, I do.
So as you guys descend into the tunnels,
A shovel costs
you
2
can-
gold.
holy shit. You looking around, you can see that the tunnels they branch off in all sorts of directions, and they are made up of these giant multicolored tubes that are connected to each other, and they seem to go off in ramps and at weird angles, stuff like that. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and do this like a skill challenge, essentially. So I would like everyone to make me an initiative roll, and we'll see how it goes.
Initiative.
Cool. Mine will be easy to remember. It's got a 6 in
No,
Is that the only thing it's got in it?
Yeah.
no.
I got
Solaris. Yes,
25.
25. Solaris.
I
how
got
about you?
one of those numbers. I got a 5.
Oh my word. Okay. Sunspot, how about you?
23.
23. Airly, how about you?
9.
Not. Oh, jeez.
Better than me.
Roll a 2.
I just came up with a great, like, super high charisma halfling name. Dimbo Bragons.
Is that so? That's okay. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. All right, so Lilia, you guys descended into the tunnels. So you have to do these chores, but you're also looking for the source of this magic. So what would you like to do? What is your plan of action here?
I'm gonna try to talk to the space hamsters and be like, "Hey, what's going on around here?
Okay.
On these ear parts, what's going on?"
I would like you can talk to them, right? So I would like you to make
Yeah.
me an animal handling check with advantage in that case.
Okay. It's a natural 20.
Oh my god.
It's funny because I was looking at one dice and it teetered on the 20, and then it went to a 2, but the other one got a 20. So yeah, I got a 28 all in total.
Okay, so you find a hamster and the hamster's like, oh, I don't know, what do you ask them? You know, they're like,
Hey, bud. I was just wondering, is everything okay? Seems like you guys are in a little bit of stress.
stressed? I'm not
Something going
stressed.
on. I'm just saying it's kind of on your face. I'm worried about you guys. Just wanted to make sure that, like,
Don't be
everything's
worried. We're
okay.
fine. Come a little closer, little
You're
gnome.
hungry. I
I'm
can get you
hungry. I'm
some-
very hungry. Yes.
Are you gonna eat me?
Lilia, no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Seems like you're gonna try and eat me, and like I don't think that's
No,
good
come
for
here.
you. I mean, you
No,
guys are
listen.
vegetarian.
We're friends. Come here. Come here. I'm a friend to all gnomes.
Like,
You
what's
might
up?
say
What's
I
going
have a little
on?
gnome
Tell
in
me
me
about-
too.
What?
You might say I have a little gnome in me too.
Acquired a taste for the gnomish community.
But I don't think you should be eating gnomes. I don't think that's good for your digestive system. You guys are like
It
not.
burps and a shoe comes out of its mouth. And oh, sorry about that.
A little gnome shoe.
Little gnome shoe has like a little curl at the end.
Yeah, I was about to say it has to have the curl.
Well, I just, I don't want to like,
It gets closer to you.
I just.
You know what? Now come here. You wanna learn about us hamsters?
Yeah, but you could just stay like 6 feet apart. Social distancing and all that. I just.
Okay, I understand that concept.
I don't want you to eat me. I've already been eaten a couple of times. I don't need this.
Well, listen. We can help each
I
other,
can get
right?
you some regular food.
What's regular food?
I
You mean
have
like
some
a bigger person?
No, like berries and like hay and like other good, delicious, nutritious and Vegetarian safe options.
Sunspot, do you have any idea what they're talking about? It sounds like an interesting conversation.
The
No,
hamster
all I hear
looks
is squeaker McSqueak squeak squeaker.
the hamster looks disgusted at your suggestion, Lilia.
When did you acquire a taste for meat?
It eyes Solaris and is like,
Never had purple.
"Hmm, that's a new one."
We don't taste like
bad.
grapes, contrary to popular belief.
She tastes like poison.
It's a say you're a
Can be good.
devil
Like
for
you see her face, like literally just crossbones, skull and crossbones, like right on the face. You don't want to eat that.
Maybe.
Can I tell if it's like cursed or it's just like,
Cursed. I don't know. How would you like to go about looking into that?
or I guess detect magic on it, like if there's like any like spells that were cast on it.
No spells. No, I wouldn't even say a magical effect, really.
Okay.
No.
Um,
Sunspot. So Lilia is talking to this hamster that seemed a little
us.
fidgety. What would you like to do?
I relaying the information of like,
Yeah, of course.
yo, the hamsters be cannibals.
Uh,
guess they're not
Sunspot
cannibals.
is.
Fun fact: hamsters are.
They are.
They are. Sunspot's going to start to refluff the bedding, but he's
Oh.
going to cast detect magic so he can try and see if he can pick up on any magical sources as he's trying to like root around.
Okay. Gosh, fluff bedding. What would the fluff? I would feel like survival. Sounds reasonable. The
Okay.
fluff bedding.
I think that's fair considering what he might find in that bedding.
Can you do an investigation?
That is a 19.
A 19. Oh wow. So you fluff this bedding like fucking crazy. I'm just imagining unarmed strike like you know.
He throws the bedding in the air and just.
You can pull
Yeah.
corners off of that bedding.
However, you do find as you are fluffing the bedding what looks like bones that have been nibbled on, laying like half hidden in the bedding. I would say you also probably notice what looks like some sort of greenish black residue that is just sort of like on the surface of the like the tube and stuff after you like pull the bedding up.
Does it ping on my detect magic?
It doesn't.
Huh. Can I look at it a little closer? Like he's not going to touch it, but he kind of wants to just get a closer
Yeah,
look
you
at
can
it.
look closer. Let me see.
What do your elf eyes see?
I would like you to make me an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, I'm bad at those.
Zoom in.
Oh, but I got a 19.
A net.
Enhanced it is.
Interesting. I would say, looking at it, you can tell that this is no ordinary slime or fungus. In fact, you might even say it seems to be sort of creeping a bit. And actually, it probably is like as if
Hey guys,
it
we
was
got some moving
breathing.
goo.
Ooh, let me see.
I'm sorry, what?
Is it mountain or spring?
I don't know.
Airily. So Lilia is talking to a suspicious hamster. Sunspot has found some sort of like respirating goo. And refluff the bedding, of course, too. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna run to replenish their food.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay.
Does their food paid for plenty?
Yeah.
We are their food.
That's a good point, actually. their food dispenser actually it doesn't appear to be that empty.
Okay.
There no, like an gnome-sized airly like skeleton to it.
Oh,
That's where Sunspot found a little bone that had little nibble marks.
A gnome or an elf? Because Airly is an elf.
You could make me a medicine roll if you'd like to try and figure out what kind of bone it is.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
It's easy to tell how long bone is.
Hey, listen, bones could come from different parts
could
of the
be-
body, different
Be a
lengths.
child,
You know,
you know.
also true.
True.
Uh,
That's a bummer.
It's a 12 with a
12.
+0.
Yeah, I mean, I think with a 12, you'd be able to tell. This appears to be a gnome femur, or a halfling maybe. I mean, it's small. You assume gnome because gnome village. You know.
Ah. Okay.
Patience. How about you? What would you like to do in this
What
situation?
is their food?
It looks like it is little pellets that they probably
little?
make somewhere. Oh, geez. Oh, well, I did like this. I imagine they're pretty
Are
hefty
they like
for you
actually
guys.
the size of like ration for us?
Yeah, I would say so.
Patience's
sandwich size.
curiosity will get the
They're
better
just like
of
a bunch
him,
of granola bars, you
and
know?
he will attempt to take a bite, but he's very cautiously like. And it's more of like that, you know, the idiot that's like, I wonder what cat food tastes like. You know, it's like that.
Oh,
Oh, a dog
absolutely.
treat.
That sounds exactly what something Patience would do.
Okay, Patience, I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, I'm good at these actually.
Oh, excellent.
Wait, is this for disease?
No.
Okay, because I'm actually immune
No.
to that. But Constitution, nice. Because this is not for spells.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Okay, so you take a bite of this food, and it is the most rancid tasting thing you have ever put in your mouth.
For those that have never had a hamster, it's pretty much like alfalfa. Compact.
Yeah, it tastes like you're
very
eating
fibrous.
a handful of fibrous like grass that has been blended into a pellet form that it's like all crunchy and like gets all in your teeth.
He's like trying to scrape it
It's
off.
like eating like one of those like wood chip boards.
Yes. Solaris, what would you like to do? Airly has gone over the food and found it does not actually need refilling. Patience has decided to try some. Sunspot has refluffed the bedding and also found some sort of goo, but also a bone, which Airly has identified as a gnome bone. And Lilia is talking to a very fidgety hamster.
Is it drooling a little bit?
Yeah, it's probably drooling a little bit. It slurps it back up.
I mean, I would probably want to see what this moving gooey thing is that Sunspot has uncovered.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Well, you could make me either an Arcana or a Religion check.
Oh, let's see what those skills look like for me. Oh, Arcana. Oh, they're both very good.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check. Oh,
Sure.
That's not terrible. That's a 26.
A 20. Okay.
I
Well,
have a
with a
plus 12 to
26,
both.
That hot damn. So looking at this, you sort of look it over. It doesn't appear, as Sunspot was able to identify, it does not appear to be a regular slime or fungus, but it does seem to have the similar makeup as like a slime mold or something. However, thinking on it, you feel a sense of evil radiating off of this ooze. You also thinking, piecing all that together, you could tell that this is a type of demon that you've heard about, or at least a part of one. known as an alkalith, which are
I know what that is.
basically evil, like fungus from the abyss that come from the realm of Zugtmoy and Jubilex, down way deep within the abyss, known as Shadakala. Yeah. And evidently these alkaliths, if they are able to find an aperture or an opening of some kind, if they grow around it, it basically becomes a portal to the abyss.
That's not creepy at all.
No. So yeah, with your 26 Arcana, you know a lot about this little thing. Maybe you've read about it. I don't know.
I do read a lot of books. Patience, why did you eat that?
Okay.
Wait, this is a demon?
What'd you guys find?
This is a part of a demon, or yeah. This
What did the hamster eat?
It might have eaten part of a demon.
Demon?
Wait, what kind of demon?
I don't know. They like kind of can move in like through things in pieces. If they can make holes to the abyss. Apparently, I've read somewhere about them. They're real creepy.
I do my paladin thing.
What's your paladin thing?
The sight detect fiend and all that.
Oh, it pings fiend. Yeah, it glows like an ominous red.
Sacred flame.
I jump out of the way. I'm standing right there. Wait.
Okay, so first things first. Patience. Since your turn is a ways away, I need everyone to
cast Sacred Flame. I'm gonna cast.
I need everyone. Yeah, he's casting. I need everyone to make me a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, come
Including
on.
me?
Wait, actually, I got something at this level that helps with this.
Oh.
Hang on. I think my Wisdom save is better. I hope it's better.
Is this for a spell?
It is better.
I will say yes for it being for a spell. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 27.
Holy moly. You're fine.
Yay.
I got a 22.
Also fine.
At advantage? 8.
Oh my god.
You're not fine.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on myself.
Lilia, how about you?
I got a 26.
26? Okay. Airly, how about you?
I rolled a natural 20 for a 20.
Oh my god. All right. Patience, you're the only one.
I just
So
realized
Patience.
it was not cast by an undead, but whatever.
Man, whatever.
Failures.
You hear like a buzzing in your head that just sort of like and you have disadvantage on your next attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. And actually, hold on. Oh no, it gets even worse than that. Hold on. Because you failed by 5 or more.
This is fine. Wait a minute.
Oh,
wait. Almost there. Yeah, there you are. This is fine.
Okay. So we won't do it until the start of your turn.
Cool.
No.
But yeah, you feel this faint buzzing that's like in your head. Lilia, what would you like to do? You have found a weird glob of demon, evidently, that Solaris has told you can evidently grow portals to the abyss. And there's also, you're talking to a little hamster that's a little, perhaps, murderous. I don't know.
Yeah, be like, all right, bud, listen, please don't need anybody else. That would be really wonderful. I know that you're having issues right now, but let's like keep it together so nobody else gets hurt.
I just have an abyss in my stomach. I don't know if I can't fill it.
Okay.
Did you eat perhaps the gooey demon?
Gooey demon? I don't know what you're talking about.
The gooey stuff over there. Did you eat
No,
it by
about
any chance?
Gooey stuff? Oh, I didn't even notice that. Hey, you're looking pretty good. You should rub some of this on here. And he holds out a little hamster hand with like a pile of spices on it.
I'm good, thank you.
I hear it's
am
exfoliating.
Do we have any like laxatives we can give this hamster? Because I feel like it just needs to poop out the abyss.
The hamster just has a nice cauldron and it's like chopping up some carrots.
We really
Listen,
need a
having
laxative
owned a
spell.
hamster in the past, they don't need help pooping.
No, they don't. Okay. Well, Lily, I don't know. What do you think would work here?
How long has this been going on according to
Bilbo?
yeah.
Couple months.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Okay. Well, cool. All right. This is no good. I don't know. I hate this. I hate all of this.
You're actually the expert on demons here. Maybe not expert, but the most experienced.
I mean, yeah, I lived in the abyss for like at least a couple of months. At least a couple of months to a year. Like, it's been a hot second there. So, like, can I, like, figure out a way to dispose of the demony gooey bits inside of these poor hamsters?
You had a paladin.
You would probably say a dispel good and evil or a remove curse effect would probably do it.
Do I have remove curse?
However, there's still the matter of the goo that is outside their bodies too. You know.
I only have bestow curse. I look at patients and I'm like, do you know how to get rid of curses and or get rid of evil shit?
Patience just hears in his head.
I just stare at you blankly then, probably. I'm just like, what?
What
Sounds
happened with
accurate.
you? Turn away for 2 seconds. What the hell is happening?
What?
Sunspot, how about you? What would you like to do? You've reefed off the bedding, you found some bones, you found this goo that is evidently now a demon.
Hearing that is demon goo, Sunspot's just gonna start radiant sunbolting it.
That's fair.
And spend a key point, so he'll do 4 sunbolts.
Okay. Oh, geez.
First one is a 26.
That'll hit. Yeah.
A 17.
Yeah.
26 again.
Yeah.
And a 23. So all 4 hit.
Oh, geez.
That is 35 radiant damage.
Ow. Okay. So you send these radiant sunbolts just sort of like bursting down onto this goo. The goo like goes like the blood in the thing when they like touch it and it like comes up and it is going to attack you. Ooh. Oh geez. So that's gonna be, what is their bonus? +8. Oh my god. That's a 16, 19,
Misses.
And a 23.
Last one hits.
Last one hit. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So it tendrils just kind of like emerge out of this little goo patch. That is almost all 6s on the fucking roll. Holy shit, except a 1. But still. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 acid damage.
Okay.
As it strikes out at you and hits you with one of these tendrils.
And that's not bad.
And then I think it is going to like creep across the floor away from you guys, which I believe Solaris and Sunspot, both of you would get opportunity attacks because you're right next to it.
What?
Oh boy.
Would I be able to like whip out Tear Light to hit it? Because I don't want to touch this goo.
Oh, but
I'll punch it. I'll punch it if I have to.
Yeah, I don't think you would have time to be able to pull Tear Light out real quick.
Why did it?
I'll just
You could
punch
just
it.
stomp on it. You could say
You could stomp on it. That's true.
Yeah, I'll kick it.
I got a 16 to hit. Wait, no.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did. 16.
All right, you strike out at it, and it just sort of away from your blade as you do.
That's
I got a
fair.
22 to hit it.
22. Oh, you hit it though.
And that is 12 bludgeoning damage. So I just stomp on it.
Okay. So you stomp on it, and like you see like a splatter, but then like the splatter
So
like
gross.
reforms and like away from you, and it creeps fast as it can away from you, and down like a one of the tunnels that branch off of this chamber.
So I was just like, oh no, however will I catch it?
Airly. So it's your turn. Oh, actually, sorry. Hold on. The hamster. Okay, actually. The hamster is just sort of like eyeing you guys like Airly, yeah, what would you like to do?
Well, you know,
You know.
I don't really have anything. Shoo.
You tell the hamster shoo?
No, that's what
Is the hamster coming at me?
No, it's just hanging out, you know.
Well,
I say hanging out, but
I
it
was
looks
thinking of
very fidgety.
the goo,
Yes.
which is now established to be a demon.
Yes.
And I'm like not a fan of demons or devils. Had a few run-ins sometimes. Don't want to deal with this right now. And then I'm just gonna. I don't think Airly would use the Vorpal sword. I'm gonna use this long sword of life stealing.
Ooh,
And I'm
okay.
gonna try to attack the goo.
Okay.
15.
15. No, you're not able to hit it.
That's some agile goo.
Okay, that's the first attack.
Okay.
19.
19 will hit it though, yeah.
Okay. And the last attack is a 27.
27 will hit too, yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since I used this, so it's gonna be 3.
Yeah.
Yay.
Still
So, let me read about it real quick. 20. Okay, never mind. It's only if I roll a d or a 20 on the dice.
Yeah.
Okay. 23 damage on this.
23 damage. Got it. Okay, so you slash at this goo. And I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw as you follow it into this tunnel, because you find that the tunnel is a ramp that basically leads to a sheer drop. And the bedding is all under your feet.
13.
13. Okay. So Airly runs in, attacks, you're like, ah! And then you guys just sort of hear her like trying to run and then slip, and you land on your belly and you slide down this sheer drop. Patience. We're to your turn. I'd like you to roll me a d10.
Yay! 4.
4. You don't move or take any actions this turn.
Oh no.
Oh no. However, you can make me a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn.
I would use my reaction to drool a little bit. Wait a minute, let me see what this total is. 23.
Oh, actually, and you have disadvantage because you have the buzzing.
Sweet.
That's right. Because it says disadvantage on your next saving throw.
9.
Oh no!
Oh my god. Okay, so you feel your wisdom fight against it, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's about to do it!" And then you hear the buzzing. And it's just like, "Oh, fuck." Okay. So yeah, Patience is just standing there drooling, just sort of like, "Huh." After eating that freaking hamster pellet. Solaris.
Well, I look at Patience expectantly because I was told there was a spell coming, and I'm like,
the ooze creeps away. You hear Airly like slide down a thing. No spell.
so I look at Patience. I flip my head sideways, looking toward where Airly went. Like, what the hell is going on? I am going to my concern. I hate to say it, but it's Patience, so I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
He's just processing. I'm going to take the sash and flick it out in front of me, and the flying carpet's going to pop out, and I'm going to soar after Airly.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what just happened, but usually Airly isn't one to make a ah sound anywhere,
No.
so
Usually not.
usually not. Airly is usually very stoic and like, I'm just gonna chop its head off, so so I can move what, like how fast can I go on the
80,
fly?
right?
I think it's 80 feet, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, I want you to make me a dexterity saving throw, and we'll see if you can catch up to Airly before she hits the bottom of this
Jesus.
shaft, basically.
Airly! That is a 22 total.
A 22, yes. So you are. So you zoom off after her, and you're able to grab Airly with the flying carpet down in basically this multicolored hamster tube that goes down deeper into the ranch.
I use my tail to steady myself and then just football grab.
All right. Excellent. Lilia, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I mean, I can't really do anything about Patience. I don't have any like I have spell magic, but I don't think it's magic. It's like
It was a spell.
natural thing that's happening.
Was a spell. I'm just saying. Good work. If you want to use it, I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, and then if I use it and then I need it for something else,
that is D&D. That's every game, really.
The crux of being a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. Fine.
Okay, so you're gonna cast the spell
magic on Patience. See what happens.
Okay. What level of spell slots do you have?
The highest is level 5, level 6, but
Level 6.
I can.
It's gone.
But that's from like items. So highest I can do is level 5.
Yeah. That's still more than this spell. So you cast it and it is gone. You get rid of the buzzing in his head.
Great. Wonderful. I give I give him bardic inspiration. We need to get rid of these gooey things, and he's the one to do it. So
your bardic inspiration die at D8.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Noted. Sunspot. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
The goo's gone far enough I can't see it anymore, right?
Yeah, you can't see it anymore. It has basically gone down this tube and slid down what is essentially a sheer shaft that Solaris and Airly have gone down. So it is somewhere down there.
Okay. Sunspot's just going to run and then just jump off the sheer cliff and slow fall his way down so he doesn't get hurt.
Excellent. Yeah, so you're able to land and no problem.
Do I see the goo now that I've landed?
Yes, you do. I would say so. You land, and you're in a large chamber that looks like it has a big wheel in it. It also looks like it has like a I don't know how to refer to it, like a viewing glass on one side that looks into some older construction that it appears this chamber was like fit into. But you do see there are, hold on, there are 4 hamsters down here, and the ooze. Actually, make me what's your passive perception? That's my first question.
Passive is 22.
No. So yes, you are able to see it. It looks like it tried to hide, but not versus a 22.
Where is it? Where is the goo at? Like in relation?
I would say it is probably on the ceiling and it is like creeping along.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to be like, oh no, you don't, and I'm going to charge up a searing sunburst and
Oh geez.
max
Okay.
key point at it, so it needs to make a con save.
Con save. Oh, actually pretty good at that. It's gonna be 26.
Passes, but it'll still take half damage
All right.
as I unleash my radiant fireball. So it's 30 total, so half. So I'll take 15 radiant.
Okay. That radiant is really doing a number on it. So yeah, the ooze as it's across the ceiling goes as the radiant sunball across it. It is its turn again. I feel like it's gonna I feel like it's just gonna drop off the ceiling like at you, essentially, and like drop onto you with attacks. So the first attack is gonna be 17 plus 8, so it's 20 something, which I think will hit you. Yeah.
That'll hit. Yeah.
That won't. And that won't either. So one attack again. Well, hold on. 8, 9, 10, 17 acid damage.
Okay.
It does. So it.
Oh, gross.
Mm-hmm.
I like that this thing is trying to death from above on Sunspot.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, basically, like I imagine you're now like got this thing like holding it in front of you as it's like with tentacles. The hamsters. Let me roll for the 3 well, there's 4 hamsters. Sorry, 4 hamsters down here. 10, 15, 13, 14. Okay. 3 of them. 3 of the hamsters down here, their eyes like glow red, and they all start to like come towards you with their little hamster feet. And so yeah, the 3 of those are going to try and attack you too. They're really hungry little lads. So this one definitely won't. So I have a 22 and a 21 though.
Both hit. My
Both
AC is
hit? Okay.
21.
Okay, noted. All right. In all, you'll take 10 piercing damage as they just start nibbling on you.
I'm not food, not food. So I was like smacking them on the little noses.
Their pink little noses. They got little whiskers. All right. The hamster up top with everybody. Lilia, as you get rid of this spell on patience, the hamster behind you scurries up and it's gonna try and take a bite out of you.
Okay.
A 22 to hit?
Yeah, Dylan. That would, yeah.
You're gonna take 4 piercing damage.
Ow!
As it
So rude.
tasty. Oh.
I said no biting!
Oh no,
I
she
can't
tastes like
control
sugar cookies.
myself. Oh, cookies.
Gnome flesh.
And then sliding into that chamber where Lilia Patience are still at, there is from one of the like tunnels that branch on into here, a person who is wearing armor and looks like they are bandaged, and they have some horns that are sticking out and stuff like that. Sort of like skids down the tunnel and like stops in the opening, and sort of looks around with one gold eye, one silver eye, and her eyes fall on both Lilia and Patience, sort of taking you in. Airly. Now we cut to your turn, however. You have just been caught on this flying sash by Solaris, which is only really able to carry one person, so it's now starting to sort of descend, but safely, down this hole. Sunspot had jumped past you guys and landed on the bottom, and now you hear him down there being like, "No, not food! Stop! Nope."
Show off.
You would do it if you could too.
That's true. Airly, what would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I would like to say, well, thank you so much, Solaris, for catching me. I thought I was gonna go splat. That would have been funny. Not really. I give you a kiss on the cheek, and then I'm like, okay, I think we should go help Solaris, or not Solaris, Sunspot. Hell, we should go help you too. I'm nervous. I almost died.
Not on our watch. And I look down. How far down is the ground?
It's about another 20 feet.
So I say, I think you could safely jump if you want to, or you can ride the elevator all the way to the bottom.
I think I'm gonna I'm gonna safely jump down if I possibly can, like wall jump down.
Yeah, you can wall jump. Make me an athletics check if you want to try and your classic Mario wall jump.
What is going on? When can I do acrobatics?
Can you do acrobatics?
Carpour.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You can sort of like hang off the carpet and try and do something acrobatic.
It's a 19 then.
19. Okay, so you land safely down at the bottom, where you find Sunspot trying to hold off not only an ooze thing in his hands, but also 3 ravenous giant space hamsters. Okay. Patience. Yeah, it's okay. Patience, we're back to your turn. Lilia was able to dispel the confusion effect on you. There is a hamster that just took a bite out of Lilia, and also a mysterious lady who just slid down and is sort of like up above the room in a tunnel, looking down at you guys. Everybody else went down this ramp after the ooze demon.
I also gave you Bardic Inspiration.
You have Bardic Inspiration. It's a D8. Yeah.
D8. All right. Let me put that up. All right. I use my action to summon my Vorpal Scimitar. Then I'm looking at this new mysterious figure that showed up. Can I roll insight to see if they seem like they're here to harm us, or if they're the demon that's causing all of this?
Yeah, sure.
The last thing Patience remembered was something about a demon and that buzzing.
It's true.
11.
11. I would say you can tell.
Not to be plainest or anything. She does have.
She does. You can tell that this person, they are definitely prepared for battle, and they are giving you a look that is aggressive, but perhaps more disappointed than anything. And it seems to be a look that recognizes you, Patience.
I say, is this all you're doing?
And they say, "My doing? What do you mean, my doing, little boy?"
You are baby.
It's true, younger than Yami.
Been in the guard since 16. I
Is
told him I
Patience
was
the
18.
youngest then?
What is it?
Is Patience the youngest then?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
No, technically I'm 18 now because of my
Well, like I mean,
Good point.
like you know, like actually the
The
youngest.
grand scheme of things, yeah.
Yeah.
Physically, Solaris, yeah.
Um,
And I would say, as you say that, your eyes, you got a relatively average insight, but it's higher than viral. Your eyes kind of like scan her armor and land on the Hell Rider symbol on her breast.
Hellrider.
Of Elturel, yeah.
I would say that gives Patience enough pause. Seeing that he doesn't.
Solaris. So on your turn, you can very easily sort of the carpet down to the bottom of this, where you find Airly looking on to where Sunspot is trying to battle off the ooze and these three hamsters, as another hamster in the back, sort of near this like glass, panel that looks onto the ruins beyond, is at. So what would you like to do?
Let's see. I am going to Sacred Flame the ooze. So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. Okay.
I never do this kind of thing.
The 19.
Oh, son of a bleep. I think because it's a cantrip, it takes no damage because it's saved.
Oh my god. Okay. So the ooze, you sort of try sacred flame it, but like Sunspot is struggling with it so much that it like out of the way of it, sacred flame, it flies past and like sort of explodes deeper in the room.
God, why does the magic never work right when I do it?
Lilia, back to you. What would you like to do? You're up there. There's a hamster who just took a bite out of you. Everybody else jumped down a hole. Patience is looking at this lady who's standing up there, menacingly.
Do you know her?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Does she look familiar, Dylan?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Hmm.
Well, actually, hold on.
Hard to tell. She's all bandaged up.
She is bandaged up. You can make me, I don't know, an investigation or perception or insight or something like that, Lilia, if you'd like.
Okay.
You might be able to catch something.
I have a theory of who she is out of from the bit of Dungeon Academy. I don't.
Yeah. Well, with an investigation, I got a 23.
23. You don't think you've met this woman before? However, from what you can see, there are certain resemblances to people you have met. Notably, Turbulence and Patience. The horns are very similar. The sort of color is very similar. The armor has a similar design to what Turbulence and stuff, we're sort of wearing. Yeah.
Patience, is that your mom?
You didn't recognize your own mom?
Yeah, she's bandaged up.
It's Patience. I would not put it past him that he doesn't recognize his own mother.
My mother's.
To be fair, Turbulence was also human the last time you saw her.
Weren't you also human?
No.
Oh, okay. That was the thing.
Parents make dealings with devils when their kids ends up as a tiefling.
Yeah.
That's just a.
It just seems like she just seems to look a lot like you. I know I have a hamster eating me right now, but it's so weird.
There's nothing weird here. You're delicious. I just can't help myself.
Please don't eat me! I don't want
What kind of
that!
cookie is Lilia?
Oh, delicious.
Okay.
cookie.
Like
She
Girl
is
Scout, like
absolutely
mint
like
chip,
a
chocolate chip, or
jam-filled cookie. She's filled with like strawberry jam, like that
Oh.
kind of situation. Yeah.
oh,
What?
shortbread.
Once I start, it's hard to stop.
Jeanette,
I'm
please.
not a Pringle! Stop it!
Once you have one gnome, you just gotta have another.
Oh my god. Calm emotions on this bitch.
Oh, you're calm emotions on the lady or the hamster? Or is it an area thing? Actually,
I think it's an
Each
ant.
humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere.
humanoid. So it wouldn't affect the hamster.
Of your
Yeah.
choice, or just all?
No, it's just all of them.
Mm.
Are you, there's like different options for what you're doing with common potions, right?
Yeah, there is.
If I hold on,
Mhm.
I wonder,
Yes.
is it? Never mind. I was wondering if cure wounds would help with demon tummy issues, but I don't think it would.
Oh yeah, it's not like Savage Worlds where you can make it cure disease, with the
Yeah.
modifier. Yeah.
Wisdom. Is that right?
Hold on, I'm not.
Oh, well, she's not doing it yet. I don't think.
I already rolled, so I'll wait.
You'll have it just in case.
Patience pulls out sourdough pretzels, starts eating.
Better than the hamster pellets, that's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Not as hard, too. Had
I'm
to
going
drool on
to
the pellet,
try.
soften it
I'll
up.
just do Arms of Hadar on the hamster because I wanted to push it away from me, keep it from touching me.
What are you doing on the hamster?
Arms of Hadar.
Oh my lord. Okay. What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? What do I gotta make?
Better. It's anybody in 10 feet of me. Each creature must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, a target takes 2d6 damage and can't take reactions until the next turn. Blah blah blah.
A natural one. So yeah.
Since Lilia just cured me of whatever was going on with the buzzing.
Yeah.
How close were you?
Or
I'd assume you move out of the way and then you can.
Could do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I can like not do that on patience, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
I need
you
him
sort of
in full fighting fury. We got.
Mm.
This is exactly the time that we need patience.
Yeah, so you move away and what do your arms of Hadar look like as they emerge from the ground to hug this hamster?
They used to look like big fluffy arms.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Ribbon?
Do they still
I
look like
think-
Gnarl's big fluffy arms, or they look like something else?
I think they wouldn't because their powers don't come from him anymore. So they
True.
probably look like like the snow, the ground turns into snow, and two like twig arms just kind of grab, like a snowman is emerging from the ground
Aww.
and grabbing for a hug.
I thought it
With
was.
a big goofy like stone smile.
I thought it was gonna be like
Yeah.
one Shatterkai arm, one human arm, one blue dragonborn arm,
Aw.
Yeti arm.
See, that would be when I have my actual powers, but I don't have that anymore. So
A
Yeah,
really,
you made a deal with
really-
the ice
Dylan
devil.
doesn't like to let me have nice things.
A really, really, really buff elven arm.
Yeah. All right, so you are able to. Well, actually, how much damage do you do to this poor little hamster?
27.
I did 4.
4?
Yeah.
It's actually still alive. Wow. So okay, the arms, squeeze this hamster, and it's like, ah. But then
What
Sunspot.
about the grossness out of you?
Yeah, we'll hug it out.
Does he?
Just
Sunspot.
squeeze it out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm being stupid. Since you squeezed it, did it poop?
I'll roll. I got a natural 1. Yes.
Wait, does it?
Yeah, you squeeze it.
No.
You squeeze it, and there's a.
What does a hamster that's got an abyss hole in it poop out? Can I mean, I don't want to know, but I mean, I have to know. I'm curious, Dylan.
That's up to our
Another
god.
goo enters combat.
Another goo has entered the fight.
Oh, there you go. That's how they got here.
We don't need an excremental
Excremental
or whatever.
No.
I'm
Oh my
sorry. This is just what happened. Okay.
An excrementalist. All right, so Sunspot, at the start of your turn, you're down there, you're right by the ooze, there's hamsters all around you. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Whatever will I do?
I know, what are you gonna do against that?
21.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
Since he's surrounded, Sunspot is going to use his channel divinity Radiance of the Dawn.
Ooh, okay.
So the ooze and all hostile creatures have to make a con save. Con?
Yeah.
Yes.
So 7 for the ooze. Well, sorry, 17, I guess, for the ooze with bonus. And then 12 is the highest for the hamsters.
They all fail. My DC is 20.
Oh boy.
So the hamsters and the goo all take and then 19 radiant damage.
19. Okay.
It's just like this radiant pulse just goes like boom.
The 3 giant space hamsters all squeal as the radiant pulse just like through them. And they all
Sorry,
fall,
little ones.
they all fall to the ground and like sort of twitch a little bit. However, you do see what looks like ooze like sort of out of their mouth. And the ooze, it just sort of like squeals as it takes that damage. Did not enjoy that. And actually,
I think
it looks like it is having a hard time staying cohesive at this point.
let me check something because I never remember with this monk thing. Does Channel Divinity count as the attack action?
I don't think it would.
Okay, then that's all I can do.
Okay.
So if I use the attack action, I can bonus action just do an unarmed strike.
Ah, yeah, I don't think it. I don't.
I
think
never remember that, so I always have to look it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
That is it because I don't have any bonus actions I can do.
Right. Then the Alkalith, this little demon ooze, is gonna probably just try and attack you again because you're dealing a lot of damage to it and it doesn't like it.
Okay, I'm going to use my warding flare, so all of those are at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Oh, wow. So even with disadvantage, I still get a natural 20 on one of them. Holy fuck.
Oh no.
Wow.
Does that mean
the-
chart time?
The other 2 were nowhere near at all with disadvantage. But yeah, it's a 28. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Did you roll 2 nat 20s on that? Wow. Wow.
I was as surprised as anybody. Yeah, I guess it is the critical hit chart.
I was gonna
Right.
say,
Oh my word.
for fairness, you should probably roll that critical hit chart.
Ooh. Okay. I've got my number.
What? Oh shit. Okay, wait. Get that. I was not prepared.
God,
I
the
crit.
buzzing stopped in your ears. Now roll. No, kidding.
Get the buzzing out of your ears, Scott.
Yeah, gosh. There's on my green dice too, which is very thematically appropriate because I always think about these as my ooze
Okay,
dice.
is this a critical hit or a critical fail?
A critical hit,
Okay, what did you get?
31. Or I guess it would just be a 30. It's a 30 on one dice and a 10 on the other.
It's the same for both.
okay.
I'm going to send it to you because you are the universe. So I'll let you interpret what this entails.
Oh boy. Well, I was
Doesn't
saying that
mean-
you were.
It doesn't mean something will happen.
Yeah. I was gonna say I described Sunspot as sort of like holding the ooze out after it dropped on top of him. So I think that's what it is. So it is able to lash out at you and you drop it as it does. So let me see. 8, 10, 18, 19,
Maybe it
20,
burned just the right nerve in your hand.
26. It's be 29 acid damage as
Okay.
it strikes out. And then it is going to try and move away from you again, which would provoke an opportunity attack.
I already used my reaction.
Oh, okay. So
Warding
yeah, it's
flares
gonna,
a reaction, so I can't.
it would have known that with its magic demon sense.
So did I just
where
like
Dylan doesn't.
drop it? Is that what the
Yeah.
critical table was?
Yep, pretty
Okay.
much. So yeah, you drop it as it whacks out at
Ow,
you with
son of
a acidic tentacle, and it just sort of,
What is
and you
this thing
see
made
the
of Mountain Dew. Blood acid.
you see the ooze that came out of the hamsters sort of like absorb into it as it does. That's actually gonna heal a little bit. As it away from you. The lady up top, she is going to probably jump down from there, and sort of walk towards you, Patience.
Who are you?
And she says, "Really, you don't recognize me? Forbearance Blackflex, the matriarch of the family that you betrayed." I know I have bandages on, but surely.
What are you doing?
I told you he doesn't recognize his own mother.
And she says, let's say it's a long story of doing my duty and ending up somewhere I didn't expect because of another band of traitorous curs. But if anything of my lessons perhaps rubbed off on you, it's that every accident can be an opportunity. To a proper strategist, anyway.
Patient stares blankly in confusion. As
And,
it probably has it like goes over his head.
Yeah, she looks at you, Lilia, and sort of admires your snow arm thing, and says, "If my hearing was correct, there's a demon here."
There. I look at Patience like.
He just shakes.
Tell
He
her
just
things
shakes his
or-
head twice subtly, but obviously not hiding it. But
Nothing we can't handle, ma'am.
She'll take her hand off the grip of her sword. Like the one that's drawing it, she still has one of them on there. But she'll put it on her hip and sort of squint her gold and silver eyes at you and say, "Is that so? Well then, show me what you're made of."
Oh, God, no.
And Airly, we'll cut to your turn. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw because you're also near this ooze.
this is fine.
Yeah.
Does her elf stuff help at all?
That is the third time
I
that
don't
I
think
have
it would.
rolled a 9.
A 9?
So a 9.
Okay, you feel a faint buzzing in your head. And you have disadvantage on your next attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. And actually, also, hold on.
Welcome to the buzzing.
I need you to roll me a d10. Oh, jeez.
9.
9. Oh, that's the best result. You can act normally during this turn.
Cool.
You just have disadvantage on a roll, whatever.
Oh no, the sounds are coming back. Would she? I know that I rolled a 9, but I think she would be a little bit freaked out that the sounds are in her head. So I think she's just gonna stand there for a second, and then I'll just let this turn go.
I'll give you inspiration for that.
Thank you.
You should. Okay. Patience. We cut back to you. Your mother, forbearance Blackblacks, has just said, show me what you're made of then. And Lilia's snowman arms are grappling the hamster that was biting her. While everybody else has gone down, and you hear, like, God damn it. Oh, down below.
Patience, keeping his eyes locked on her, walks over to Lilia and puts a hand on her shoulder, casts protection from good and evil. And he says, I got this. You go help the others.
Are you sure?
He looks at you in the most like the same look he had when he saw his sister. A bit of fire behind the eyes, though he's trying not to show it. Sure.
Okay, I just know we're here for you.
And I turn and look at her, and I say, "Picked one hell of a time to show up."
Says all part of the strategy, I suppose, even if unintended.
And it goes to like Theo and Jonathan.
What, you walking
like,
towards each other?
Towards each other.
Oh yeah,
That's my turn.
love it. Solaris. So the first thing I need you to do is also make me a wisdom saving throw because you are near the ooze.
I don't like that. But my wisdom saves are better, so let's hope.
Good.
Oh, what is that? That's an 11 total.
Yeah. Okay. I need you. I need you to roll me a d10 as well.
Damn it.
Oh boy.
All right. I rolled a 6.
A 6.
A 6.
You don't move or take any actions this turn, as there is a buzzing. Just. Excellent. Lilia.
Yeah.
The patience has just cast Protect from Good and Evil on you. The hamster is held by your arms of Hadar, and is sort of like squealing and trying to get out. Its little feet kicking. And yeah, patience has said, go help everybody else. I got this. And also, patience healed you for 4.
Excellent. You don't have to do that, but it's okay. Thank you. I am going to I'm heading over to that direction. Can I get it I'm not sure entirely how we're like situated, but is it possible for me to get I want to cast Sickening Radiance. Is there a way for me to get the bad guys in one thing without hurting my friends? It is a 30-foot radius.
So you're up here in one of the chambers, and there's like a little ramp that goes down to a tube, and at the very bottom, about 100 feet or 80, something like that. That is where Solaris and Airly are at, and then Sunspot's a little further, and that's where the ooze and everything are at down there in that chamber.
Okay. Well, I can get 60 feet down, and then I have a thing of 30. So would I be able to cast it so it hits the ooze and not my friends?
How big is Sickening Radiance?
30-foot radius.
30. Oh.
But I can only get 60 feet in, so if I go like up top
Yeah.
and just have it graze the bottom, is it possible for me to do that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
The tube situation, everything.
Okay. Oh, never mind. It's a 30-foot cube, and it's a sphere, but I just pointed to 120 feet. So
Oh,
can I do it?
well, I mean,
Like
So-
it's in your line of sight. So
you wouldn't be. I mean,
if I'm flying downwards, could I see the ooze? That's the
no.
question.
I mean, it's in the chamber at the bottom of the tube. You know.
And it's 80 feet down. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it possible for me to cast banishment of something inside of a creature?
Sure. Why not?
So I'm gonna try to help this poor hamster. Is it
Okay.
all of the hamsters, or is it just one fucking hamster? This is a question.
You're not sure.
All right, well, fuck it. I'm using punishment on the inside of the hamster.
It's a charisma save, right?
Yeah.
That's a 7.
Yeah, no, that fails.
No. Okay. So the hamster, you see, like a out of its mouth as there's a glow, and the creature inside of it is banished. And actually, I need to roll for all the other pieces. Actually, they've merged. How about 16?
16 doesn't do it.
16's a failure as well.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
My DC is 19.
Oh my god. All right. So the ooze down below, where you guys are at, you suddenly see it just sort of like struggling, and it like falls off the ceiling bit by bit onto the ground, and then suddenly there's like a glow, and it's gone.
Hey, all right. Woo. And I'll head down that way and be like, is everybody all right?
You're gonna, okay, so you're gonna cast banish on that, and then you're gonna head down after them. All right, so
Yeah,
Sunspot.
I'm just making sure everybody was all right.
Yeah, so Sunspot, Airly, and Solaris, but all of you are down below, and you hear, up top as coming down the tube, you hear Lilia like, "Is everybody all right?"
Sort of.
Are my ears still ringing?
They are, yeah.
All right, I'm just like, what?
And same with you, Airly. That ringing is still, in your ears. It'll slowly sort of start to subside now that it's gone, but it'll take a hot second. Back up top, Patience, you and your mother, Forbearance, Blacks, are doing the dramatic walk towards each other. You're now alone up here in this chamber with hamster bedding everywhere. What would you like to do?
We don't have to do that.
Don't we? It's funny, where I come from, traitors are punished with execution.
I know.
So you did learn something, though.
Not all I learned. As I'm coming up to her and I cast Green Flame Blade on my sword as I'm going up.
Oh shit. She draws her sword too, and sort of,
I
does
assume she had it
does
out
a
already, so
spin. She had her hand on it and she was fucking ready. Yeah. It's out in a blink of an eye.
so
Oh shit.
Only 16. So
16. 16 actually will hit her.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, this is actually do a lot.
Oh god, it's fire too, isn't it?
Yeah, let me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put any smites on this.
Okay.
I'm rolling the damage on Davion, so it's gonna take a sec for the
Okay.
fire, which I'm sure she'll be fine with.
She'll be
So 12 fire
yeah.
and 9 magical slashing.
Slash. Got it. Okay. So there is a flash from your blade as it ignites with green flame and strikes against her. Yeah.
After that, I can only do one attack with green flame blade, so I don't get a
Mm.
multi attack. But
Okay.
as my bonus action, the blade flares with white hot intensity as I cast Searing Smite.
Oh jeez. All right. Okay. So she is going to attack back. And you see, like, I imagine, like, you strike at her and there's just sort of like a glow across her chest after the strike. And she sort of grits her teeth and strikes back out at you. That is going to be a 16 on the first attack.
Actually does not.
Got it. It's going to be 17 on the second attack.
Beats it beats.
Oh, okay. That's one. That is not going to hit. No, that's a natural one.
Natural one, you say?
Yeah, I sure do.
Her head explodes. No.
I don't know if this is good or bad. I got a 1
That
on the table.
interesting.
Wow.
I don't think this will be too bad. Here you go.
Guess we'll see.
Here you go. Ah. It did it weird because of the spacing on the video.
Okay, so her swordsmanship, her blade is moving at like lightning speed at you, and she's able to get one attack through on you, but then it goes flying out of your hand, and I imagine like you deflect it with your blade, and it and like sticks into the ceiling, because it's moving with such speed. Okay, so the attack that hit you, first off, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, as it does.
Okay. I'm gonna make one for this. Is this a spell?
It is not.
I didn't think so. She's gonna fight dirty. 9.
9. Got it. Okay. So you're gonna take 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And even though you were able to disarm her there, the wound that she laid on you starts to fester with infernal energy, as you see that her blade is made from green Beator steel. And she sort of like laughs a bit and says, "Perhaps you have learned something, patience." And I think that's where we'll end it for today. With everybody down below, with Lilia having banished the Alcolith, the patient's up here alone with the mother he has not seen in several years. So, with that, let's go around, do a few plugs. Aya, let's start with you. What do you got going on?
Yeah, let's do the one that needed to mute herself. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alan. I appreciate it. Hi everybody. My name is Goldner. You can find me at all the places as such. I do commissions, so if you want digital art or some plushies, please contact me over there. I have a game every other Thursday on Fractured Moon D&D. It's called Saffron Academy. It is a magical mystery school game. The gang is taking a little vacation and are hanging out in a different country right now, so that's fun. And there has been talks about breaking into Area 51 and stealing a train. So like, there's all like there's a lot of good shit happening over there, and as always, it's chaos incarnate.
The only way
So
to
please go
successfully
check
do
it
that
out.
is to Naruto run, right?
Exactly. We've all been training.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
You have to Naruto run to get in.
Oh yeah, yes, of course, of course. I'm sure that won't end in disaster. It's fine. Yeah, so yeah, you can catch that every other Thursday at 8:30 ish. Fracture Moon D&D. It's the same weeks as Unran, so not this week, but the following week. We just had
All
our
right.
episode
Excellent.
this week.
Jeanette, what about you? What do you got going on?
Hi, I'm Jeanette. You can find me and Dylan and some other friends of ours tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on my channel, Uncanny_Adventures, where we're playing Skull and Shackles as a 5th edition game. And, there's rumors that Dylan's character might have eaten some crew members. It may have happened in the past, so, he's got a bad rap. It's not his fault. But
It seems like prejudice rearing its ugly head here.
sadly,
Like,
but
wow.
Yeah, somebody disappears. It has to be the dude who's eating people.
Yeah, not also Hawaiian, okay? Jesus.
I mean, he is in bed with a stomach ache. Just saying. I mean,
It's a little weird.
and
stomach ache, and suddenly you're the bad guy.
it's true. Hopefully, Tuesday night at
Next, you're
7
gonna
p.m.
tell me
Eastern
there's
Time,
space hamsters eating people.
Yeah.
with holes in their stomach that goes to the abyss. I mean,
Yeah, come on.
and they
Don't
poop
wanna
out
go
little
into this again,
goopy
guys.
demon.
Yeah, praise the faceless lord. Whatever.
But Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, if we're all available, maybe we'll play some Cthulhu. We'll find out. It's always one, question mark, but we might. And then you can find me back here later tonight for something Scott will probably talk about. So that's what I have going on right now.
Jamie, you got anything exciting going on?
Hey y'all, I'm Jamie. You can follow me on Twitter. All my games are off stream, but my character died in Curse of Strahd yesterday.
Oh, so it happens.
He got disintegrated, and then the next round of combat, every single player rolled a natural 20 to attack the thing that killed my character. And we all verified taking pictures of everything, and it was insane.
Wow.
We killed
That's
this
great.
huge
That's
archdemon thing just because of
truly
pure
the power of friendship right there.
Really?
the power of Pit Pup. But it's okay, because then my new character got introduced 20 minutes later, so it's all good.
Excellent.
That's all I've got.
Callie, how about you? What do you got going on?
Hello, I'm Callie, Cap Callie on Twitter. You can find me yelling about Muppets over there, mainly. I run a game that I and Dylan are in, and it is called Unwritten. We just had our finale of book 1 the week past. It was good. I think it went pretty well. I cried 3 times and I made Aya cry. So yeah, I did it. but I'm looking forward to what is to come in book 2. And maybe I'll have to talk to some people about guesting. If you would like to guest on my show, and they're free on Tuesday, every other Tuesday at 8:00.
Something to keep in mind.
Something to keep in mind. I might be hunting for guest characters.
Wait, you're hunting guests? Wait, what?
Yeah, she's hunting them.
The
Yeah.
hunter must face.
Most dangerous
Anyway,
game.
that's 8:00. Not this coming Tuesday or the next coming Tuesday, but at Tuesday in the future. For on Freshman Moon D&D.
So it wouldn't be. It normally would be the Tuesday after that, right?
Yes.
Okay, then the next game will be March 15th. Since you're skipping one, alternates.
Oh well.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Mine is the
Scott.
26th.
Scott, how about you? What you got going on?
Oh, hey everybody. As you know, you can check out this crazy show here every week on this channel. Really not going to have an anime angsty battle. No, Mom, shut up. Next time, me, and hopefully you don't kill too many of those hamsters. I was really hoping to kill him. It is what it is.
We haven't killed any yet.
Just horribly named.
They're just twitching.
Listen, I will fix them up. I needed to get. You need to do a detox, and sometimes that's bad for your body. You know. You just shit like relentlessly.
Oh my god. I mean, it's true.
It is.
Yeah.
Make sure you hydrate, folks. Anyway. Yeah.
Drink lots of water and don't eat anything from the abyss.
Unless it's made by a little red gnome.
I'm not from the abyss, baby.
But you made food while you're anyway. The
Yeah.
Later tonight on the same channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we continue our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign, where we are doing the last official adventure in Ghost of Saltmarsh, The Styes. And they got a murder mystery afoot, and Jeanette's character, ironically enough, really liking lanterns, as her and the rest of the party has learned that there was a murderer in town called the Lantern Ghost, because
I'm
he was
offended.
known for killing people while having a lantern.
Also, I left a lantern next to a sleeping homeless man thinking I was doing something nice, only for him to wake up after we left and scream and run away from it because, oops. Didn't know that was a thing. And I may have inadvertently gotten married. Didn't know that was a thing.
I was gonna say, Jeanette and I got married.
What?
Didn't know that was a thing.
It's a selfie thing. Anyway.
Mazel tov.
How did you guys get married by accident?
Long story.
If you want to know, you can find out tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I think the next game after that, we'll finally be back with Rime of the Frost Maiden on Wednesdays, where the group is in session 4 or 5 of combat now. Where they might be in.
That's too much combat.
They might have decided to go into a mountain that it was Adrugar Fortress, and might as well have just rang the big bell in the middle.
Oh, is that all?
And I had a tattoo on her arm that says 3D crossed out on it.
Oh my god, please. All right.
Yeah, lots of crazy shows here on this channel.
It's true.
At least if you follow, you'll be able to know when we're running games. Or if you follow me on Twitter or anyone else here on Twitter, they should be able to let you know when they're having their games too.
Indeed. And as for me, I have one big thing to plug. This coming Tuesday, 2/22/22, coming out to a DM's Guild near you. On Tuesday, exactly. The next volume of the Uncaged Adventure Anthology series, Uncaged Goddesses, is dropping, which I wrote an adventure for. It's all 21 Tier 4 adventures, all about the goddesses of D&D. You like RL? Heck yeah, we got her. Blibdlepulp? Got her. Shar? We got her. The Fury from Eberron? We got her. Mother Knight from Ravenloft? We got her. If you're into freaking Theros, the Magic the Gathering setting, got someone from there too. We got everything. So hey,
there's one adventure from Eberron. I will give you 1 second to figure out who wrote that one.
Who wrote that
I
one?
was gonna ask, which one would I be looking for if I got that?
Yeah. So I wrote Dancing with the Fury, which is a Fury adventure set in Eberron, which I've been thinking I might run for the Chaos Crew at some point, as a little, like, hey, come play my adventure sort of thing. So we'll see about that.
I got a
It'll
thing.
depend.
I got a thing that can help us do that in character. So we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, it'll be fun. I hope you go pick it up. It should be print on demand and PDF same day. And I know I'm gonna get the print book because it's freaking beautiful. So if that sounds like something that interests you, please go pick it up on Tuesday. And other than that, we'll be back here next Saturday, same time, same channel, all that. And I hope until then, you all stay chaotic. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't eat hand food.
Keep
Bye.
being
eat
heroes.
Keep being here.
Don't eat heroes. Yes.
Don't eat
Mm.
heroes.